OurSpace is a project that brings children together from very diverse communities, mostly from rural Dales communities and more multicultural city schools. It brings children together in order to make friends and gain a better understanding of the culture, the religion and the lives that the other children live. It brings it down to a human level where it's meeting face to face and finding out as children how each other lives.
We've seen children arrive for the residential very shy, very unsure of themselves, not quite sure what's going on, looking at the other side of the room at the children who are very different from them, and they think, ooh, this is going to be scary. And by the end of the 2 days, there's a lot of mixing, there's a lot of chatting, there's a lot of laughter, a lot of teasing, and they make new friends and they take those friendships on, because the idea of the project is that this is a beginning and the schools will end up linking together and developing an ongoing relationship between the two.
Once we found our way.
The original concept came from the fact that out here in the Dales we have these tiny little primary schools, particularly in the farming communities where children, you know, don't actually get out and about that much and have very little knowledge of the Asian population that lives just down the road from them. So when they come together, we encourage them to just be themselves and to be bold. And if they have questions of the children, to ask them, you know, why do you wear that? And do you have to wear it in bed? And we get questions like, are you allowed to eat McDonald's? So they relate on a child level, and, you know, given permission, they will just ask the questions that interest them. You're moving on your own, making spaces between people. They enter it like a game, and they will get into it and they will actually volunteer their findings. And when we come back together, they'll say, Miss, I've learnt that he's really good at building, Miss, or he's really good at football, or what's that girl's name again? And we encourage them to ask, you know, what's your name? Or is that the way you say it? And not to be shy about that. And it's about giving them permission to be able to do that, which even as adults we don't do it, do we? We will avoid having to remind somebody that we've forgotten their name. Is anybody who's feeling fairly confident?
It's about children coming together to meet each other. They may not have met each other before. They might live in a community where everyone is mainly white, or where everyone is mainly British Asian, and they don't get enough mixing amongst themselves. So this project is really about children coming together, celebrating who they are and celebrating each other, and enjoying the gifts and skills that each other can bring.
Two people standing together. The drama's always been central to me, because that's the moment at which they really start to name each other. We play a few name games and also acknowledge differences. Anything could be anywhere. Yeah? Once we've got relaxed in the drama and we start using the hats and they're inventing characters, first of all you start to get some of the characters that they know that's around in their environment, which can be interesting. But it also shows them as multidimensional to the other children, and it's humanising. That's the ultimate aim. They rehumanise each other. Once you get to know people as individuals, it's so much harder to put them into categories and say they are all like this, or they all do this, or this kind of thing. And they start to realise that in any one group of people, it's a group of individuals, even with children of 9, 10, 11 years old. They're all very different, they all have their own personalities, hopes, fears, dreams, and that comes through.
What you need to do?
The team games are very specifically aimed at proving to the children that everybody has different strengths and weaknesses, and within a team there will be some people who are good at the thinking tasks, some people who are good at the manual tasks, some people who are good throwers and catchers, others who are more artistically minded, and others who are better at thinking through. And one of the things I say to them before they go off to the team games is it's not always the noisiest, most confident person in the group who's got the best idea. So the challenge is, can they listen to each other? A couple of the girls over here who didn't participate very much in the big active things turned out to be beautiful artists, doing all these wonderful flower designs all around their names. And it helps, particularly where a child's quite quiet, to give the other children a chance to say, wow, I had no idea what they were like or who they are or what they were into.
We're doing pilau rice, a chickpea and potato curry, and then some chutneys and raita dish.
Let's go and have a look.
Teamwork.
The children cook in very small groups, so from the beginning we get them down into small, intimate little groups where they have a task to perform, and cooking is very empowering. Many of them have never prepared their own meal before, so I mean they all just do one small section of a big meal, and then when it all comes together at 6 o'clock they can see what they've created.
It's lovely. That's one of my favourite dishes, you see. It's really nice.
One of the most magical things is children who live in cities and don't get a lot of opportunity to get out, is their first experience of big, wide open spaces. We have found every single time that we do definitely achieve a level of integration with the children.